tomatoes. We have these beautiful vine-ripe tomatoes here. Ooh, that one tried to get away, right? Don't let it go anywhere. We got to keep it. We're going to dice these up. A couple of different ways to do this to keep the seeds, to remove the seeds. I'm going to show you an easy dice here where I don't have to take anything and go in after the core. I'm just going to take my knife, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some slices. How big? Depends upon how thick you want your cut to be. If you just want it chopped, doesn't matter. If you want it diced, then you pay attention to the quarter, half, and 1 inch rule that's out there. Once I do that, that's how I've cut it down. Now I cut across my cut like that. So we've had 2 cuts here. We're going to end up with 3. Now I turn it to where I cut across those lines right here. 1, 2, 3, and look, beautifully diced tomato. We have seeds in it, so if you like seeds, or if you're using a tomato that has a softer seed in it, smaller seed, you're good to go. And right here, once I dice it, I separate out the core, and I didn't have to go in and dig in there. I do these end pieces as well, just like this. And then finish it off. There we go. That one got a little big. There we go. Boom. That's one way that we're going to dice a tomato. I'm going to show you another way in case you don't like seeds. Maybe sometimes they're a little too bitter and you want to move them out. I find Roma tomatoes to be the ones that I want to get those large seeds out. Heirlooms, the seeds are nice and small. So what I'll do here is I will cut the tomato in half. Lay that flat side down, cut it in half again, and then cut the halves in half, so I end up with quarters. If it's a very large tomato, I may have to go into eighths. So gauge what you can handle. That's one of the things to being safe as well when you're cutting, is nothing too big keeps your hands safe. When you have to spread out and your fingers lay down on the board, that's a danger zone. I take my knife here, I pinch where the core is, I come right underneath the seed pod and gently press and move to the side. We'll do that with all of the pieces that we have. And I get rid of the core just like that. Again, I'm not digging in to try to move that core out of the way. I'm trying to go ahead and incorporate it into my work. That way it's just not a separate step. Okay? Underneath. You'll see that as we go to release, as we make that first cut down here, that seed pod actually releases, and so as I apply a little pressure, it actually starts to pull away from the flesh of the tomato. But you may go, well, what about all those seeds? What can I don't want to get rid of them. They're useful. You're right, they are useful. If you need something a little bit acidic to start your meal off, it's great to take them and put them in a strainer and then drizzle them with a little bit of salt and let them water out over a bowl, and then you capture that tomato juice. It is fantastic right before a meal. So I'm going to take these now and I'm going to cut a strip. So that's what we're after. We get to a strip here. Nice and easy. Probably get 3 strips out of the tomato for that small dice. If you want a larger dice, just cut those pieces in half. And we come through. Alright, and you can see if I try to do all of this at one time, that's a pretty big stack to try to manage. So we'll separate it out. That way we stay safe, and then we just come right across and we dice those tomatoes just like that. So you can see, depending upon what you want or how much liquid you want to be in your bruschetta topping, or for that matter, even your salsa, because this is a great way to start a salsa as well. We have our diced tomatoes without seeds, with seeds, and these little guys right here, just put some salt on them and strain them, or bop them in your mouth. They're fantastic to eat.